Hi, I'm Mungo Dark Manor, and this is Duncan. Hello. And today we're going to talk about, is Paul dead? Is Paul? Well, Paul is Paul McCartney. Is that? Paul McCartney is, or was, one of the Beatles. Oh, that Paul. Oh, very interesting. I think he's alive. Well, we're talking about a rumor that he was dead, or is dead, or... No, I guess it's an old rumor that he was dead. Oh, well, I've seen him. I've seen him recently. He's alive. Yeah, he's... well, we're going to get to that. Okay. Well, please don't let me interrupt by any means. All right. So anyway, so back in 1969, a rumor started that Paul McCartney was dead and that he had died in a car accident. Now, the interesting thing is, back in 1967, his car actually wasn't an auto accident. Was it one of those self-driving cars? No, that's way before those. There was actually, his friend was driving it, and his friend didn't get hurt. No one got hurt or killed or anything in the accident. Oh, well. Anyway, that was actually a rumor that was in 1960. Well, no, rumor. It was a rumor that he was dead. In 1967, got actually put into the papers. Oh, not interesting. But they said he actually had died in 1966, and they replaced him with a kind of a double or an impersonator. Oh, isn't that interesting? He's alive, though, you know. Yeah, I know that. Anyway, so so they had this rumor, and at the time, the record company and everyone said, that's so rubbish. It is rubbish. Well, they said that because, he wasn't dead. So why did this rumor keep on going around? What happened was, I think the Beatles actually kind of perpetuated it, because what happened was they would put clues in their albums saying that Paul was dead. What type of clues? Well, you could play like a track backwards and it would say something like, "I'm buried, Paul." On the album cover of Abbey Road, the four Beatles represent the preacher, the undertaker, the gravedigger, and the corpse, and Paul McCartney is barefooted and represents the corpse. Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, and so those are just some of the clues. A whole bunch of clues that they put in there. Why do you think they put the clues in there? Well, I'm glad you asked that. I think they put the clues in because, they had an interesting sense of humor, for one thing. Oh, that's true. Maybe they're a little bored. They could have done, they're very rich. Yeah, anyway, so I think what happened is they just kind of put little clues in there as kind of an artistic joke type of thing. Because they had actually printed in 1967, what do you call it? Erroneously, that he had died in a car crash, and I think maybe that probably gave them the idea to do it. And then as they put clues in, people kind of found the clues, and then later in '69, an article was published that he had died, and they had replaced him with an imposter. That's fascinating. Well, the reason we bring this up, it's not very timely, Well, it's actually more timely than you'd think, because there was a rumor on the internet back in 2015 that Ringo Starr said that Paul McCartney really did die. And then Paul McCartney rebutted it and said, Ringo's nuts, basically. But if you look at the source and everything, it's the same source, it's the same internet website. And I think if that had actually happened, we would have heard, on the news or something, don't you? Yes, we would have, definitely. Anyway, so it was just an internet article, and so that's kind of why I brought it up. You got to be careful what you look at on the internet. Oh, definitely. I mean, you even had me convinced us that Paul McCartney was dead. Well, I am very convincing. Yes, you are. You're very convincing. Well, anyway. So that's the story. Paul McCartney is not dead. At least I don't think he is. Do you? Oh, you told you I didn't think he was dead. He's alive. I've seen him. Yeah. So anyway, Paul McCartney is alive and well and still making great albums. Beautiful albums. Yeah, very beautiful music. Very nice music. Very talented songwriter, singer, musician. I'm Mungo Dark Matter. And I'm Duncan. And we'll see you next time. We seen you.